What is up, guys? Kevin over at Leg Bros coming back at you with another video. This is actually the follow-up for our Ask a Reseller series video. So this is going to be episode 1 of the answers to all of your questions that you guys had while you're going through. So I am doing a screen recording here. We'll start with the ones who actually asked their questions first, and then we'll go that order, basically. There was like 60-something questions, so thank you guys very much for all of you who had asked a question. I figured this way is the best way to show it in the kind of studio. That way it shows like all the replies and everything like that all expanded, so we can see what other people are saying as well to those particular comments. So if you guys are new here, definitely smash that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have a question, ask the question in this video, in the comments of this video itself, and we'll ask or answer those next week in the next week's episode. I hope to make this kind of an every week series. We'll just do one video every week, and then we'll just use the comments from the previous video to go forward with that. So comment below what your question is for next week, and let's get to the questions. Jazz here said, yes, you're back. I did take a little hiatus. I'm sorry about that. Everybody went back to work, so we're not in necessarily like this period of everybody being home. So I was able to do a ton of videos every day. My channel absolutely loved that because my metrics were just increasing like crazy because of it. Now it's obviously slowed down quite a bit. So hopefully we can get back to that once I get kind of into the rhythm of everybody working again. But yes, I am back. We have some great stuff coming today too. And he also said, do you like the new Star Wars sets? I do. They always have more detail. I'm just a fan of classic everything just because it brings more childhood memories and everything like that. But obviously the newer sets have more detail, and you get a little bit more in terms of the new content, new Clone Wars content and stuff like that. But I'm an original trilogy fan, so I definitely like the old sets as well. Looks like Will Harper responded to that. I know I'm getting a whole wave because I missed the remakes and re-releases. Yep, definitely. Starsaber knows Jazz apparently and said hi, Jazz. Let's see. Mad Dog said first. He thought he was the first comment, it looks like. Finally another video. Couldn't wait any longer. Yep, sorry again. Keep up the good work. How do you clean dirty minifigures, and what products do you use to clean them with? I just mainly use soap and water. Unless they're really, really, really dirty, then I use like a magic eraser. You have to be very careful not to rub off the print or anything to that effect. But soap and water does just fine for most things. You have to be careful with stickers, and, well, obviously you don't have stickers on minifigs, but for sets you have to be careful with stickers, and capes and stuff like that you have to be careful with. Bigjungus says, not I, gang, which is interesting. Bigjungus has been here for a while, as you can see by the comments. Nicholas Cardemus says, my question is, will there be a free giveaway soon? And if you have a job, what do you do for work? So I do have another job. I don't necessarily want to get into the other work that I do, but I do work at another place. I do work from home at that other place, so it definitely makes it a lot easier to kind of be at home when I have spare time, just get right to more Lego stuff. And that definitely helps. But yes, I have another job, so ultimately this doesn't do all of it. Maybe it would if I didn't have a business partner, but I do split the profits 50-50 with a business partner, so ultimately it's a little bit harder to go full-time with this kind of thing. Looks like Will Harper thought he knew the answer to that, but no, I actually do have another job. So I have 2 jobs, basically, this and something else. And YouTube, I guess, could be considered a job if I start doing it every day. Starsaber's most important question is clones. Of course, it wouldn't be Starsaber if you didn't ask that. Looks like Big Chungus said another thing. The Movie and Lego Collector says, what is your favorite Lego set? Love the channel, keep up the good work. My favorite Lego set, it's hard to nail down one set. I would say maybe it could be the Deep Freeze Defender. That was one of my favorite themes of all time from Ice Planet, and I never got it as a kid, and I really enjoyed getting that and building it and living my childhood fantasies. I love all the Ice Planet. I also like all the Aquanauts, so the Aquanauts base I think was another great set, but I think I'll go with Deep Freeze Defender as my favorite Lego set of all time. When did I get back into Lego? It's always been kind of in the back of my mind since I was a kid. I always really thought it was interesting and wanted to collect more, but obviously during teenage years and college years I didn't have any money, so ultimately that is a little bit of a hindrance when it comes into Lego, and this just came by happenstance, just a random occurrence that I found out that you could kind of make money on these things, that they had some kind of value, and it just took off from there. I invested in it very, very quickly. I traded in one of my childhood collections of coins and stuff like that to get the funds to start my business, and then I took off, and I was doing too much work and figured I needed a business partner, so I asked my best friend if he wanted to come in on it with me. and then ultimately it went from there. But it was about 3 years ago, so I was 30 when I got back into it about. Love these videos. How you doing, Will? Definitely doing great, man. Back to it. Looks like my scrolling is going a little bit slow, which is interesting. Brand new computer, slow scrolling. How many Lego figures have you bought? Bigjungus also says, how many Lego figures have you bought over the course of reselling? And then a whole bunch of jibber jabber. I wouldn't even know. In the tens of thousands, probably. How many Django Fets do you have at the moment? Probably 4 or 5, maybe. Depends on the version. But altogether, probably 4 or 5. ST Cola said, do you eat potatoes and do you keep any sets that you like? Yes, and do I keep any sets that I like? It's the vintage stuff is really hard to get rid of for me, so I have all of that stuff. If you guys watch the Lego Room video, I have all of that stuff posted up in the Lego Room, and I mean to post it. I'm trying to get the whole collections of themes like Ice Planet and Mtron and stuff, and I mean to post them all, but yes, they've been on display for quite some time, so I guess you could say I somewhat keep them, but if they sold and I actually got around to posting them, then I would post them. It looks like I haven't heard of that comment, but I'll go back. I think this one was listed under spam or something like that, so I had to come back to it. Sorry, Brendan. The next one actually is Blue Blast likes Reddit. Do you like memes, and what is your favorite Lego theme? Favorite Lego theme is the vintage stuff. Ice Planet, that's probably the tops. Aquanauts, also another one of my tops. Obviously Star Wars is great, but favorite, probably Ice Planet, just from my childhood memories. So Brendan said, awesome video, man. I don't know why that got flagged as spam, but it definitely did, and I'm not sure what that's all about. User Nate said, I've been selling Legos on eBay for a while now. It is mostly for the summer wave of sets. He's already selling the summer wave of sets. Getting on top of it, User Nate. One of our biggest donators, so props to User Nate. Thank you very much, man, for all the live stream donations. What got you started with YouTube? This was part of the business. We figured it would be great advertising to show kind of what was coming into the store. Eventually, I plan to have it more in sync. So like if I've posted something, then the video comes out of the stuff that I've posted. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. It's a little complex with the logistics between me and my shipper in terms of getting him all the stuff. He posts it all, he ships it all. So I usually make the video like that night and then ship it off to him the next time he comes up. So usually our videos aren't really in sync, but that's ultimately the plan, was to advertise the stuff that we had just gotten in and we're about to sell. Because I think that would probably be a lot better so you guys know exactly what's coming out. But ultimately, I was doing it anyway. I was just sitting down here at night, and I was going through figs, and I was like, hey, I wonder if people might find this interesting. And I decided that I might as well give it a shot, see how it goes. It was very slow going in the beginning, obviously, just like anything else. But it's picking up now, so hopefully it continues to go. Juan G says, why did you go into your dark age? I think it was just a lack of money and interest in video games. I think video games really killed it for me as a kid. Once I finally got into some computer games, Diablo 2 was like the best game of all time, and I was just so hardcore into that. And really that kind of got me out of all of those kind of other childhood toys. That probably pushed me right into the dark ages. He also wants to know how much money I've made by reselling. It's quite a bit. Most of the money that we make goes right back into the business for inventory because we plan on getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So we take a small salary. It's about the same salary every single year. We each take the same amount, and then we put the rest back in the business. So our business has increased probably tenfold since we started, if not more, in terms of the available inventory and the available value of that inventory. So ultimately, most money is going back to the business until it gets really huge, and then we'll start taking more out. Where do you get most of your lots? Do you make videos on just one lot, or do you combine multiple lots into a video? Where do you get so many Phase 1 clones? Nazrak wants to know. Phase 1 clones are very hard to get. I just get 1 or 2 here every once in a while. Sometimes I score a lucky lot that has a whole bunch of clones in it. But for the most part, it's just collecting over time, just 1 or 2 here and there, and then I put them all in a drawer, and then I sort the drawer. I do little lots if I have a whole bunch of things that have like 1 or 2 things in them, or smaller lots, then I'll put them all in one video and then make that all just one thing with all the lots in it. But for the most part, if I usually now, previously I was getting a lot of small lots. I was buying like one figure at a time. That was a good deal. Now I get really big lots for the most part. So really, I'm just making one video, if not multiple videos on each collection that I buy. How many figures do you have in a personal collection? It looks like up there I have 16, about 20. About 20 in my personal collection. I don't really have a personal collection. I've showed it on a live stream several times, but yeah, I definitely don't have a very big personal collection. He also had crazy Lego haul, which doesn't really apply to here, but that's okay. The Real Kermit says, love these hauls. Great video like always. Wasn't really a haul video, so that's interesting, but thank you. I appreciate the comment nonetheless, The Real Kermit. Luggage the Legend said, what is the rarest fig you ever got? Definitely has to be the Chrome C3PO. I've gotten him, I think, 5 or 6 times that has gone through the store at this point, but that's probably definitely the rarest fig that I would say that I've gotten. Tuxedo Alien said, hey man, how are you? Doing great. Can't complain. I recently saw the new Star Wars leaks and saw the new AAT. I'm going to try and buy 2. What I want to ask is, if I do get 2, I will have 2 of the new Ahsoka minifigures. Would you be interested in trading a Phase 2 Captain Rex for one of my Ahsoka figs? They're the same value. I don't really buy a lot of new sets, so the Phase 2 Captain Rex is definitely going to be worth a lot more than the Ahsoka in the AAT, at least for the moment. Probably going to skyrocket. It's probably going to be a great investment set for that figure unless they remake her. If she ends up, it's still too new. It's a remake of Ahsoka, and Clone Wars just came out, so I have a feeling they're going to make a whole bunch of sets with Ahsoka in it. So ultimately, I don't know the value of that Ahsoka. It's too early to say. The other ones have shot up in value for sure. Yes, and Joey May kind of responded to that just how I would. Captain Rex, Phase 2 Captain Rex is kind of crazy right now, $85 range. And yes, I would probably bet around the same for when she comes out. Maybe increasing once it retires, but it just depends on if she gets remade again in another set. Sometimes she gets put in like a tiny $15 set and then the value's tanked. Do you think Bricklink is a fair place to buy? Absolutely. It's got its place. For minifigures, I tend to buy off of eBay just because I buy big lots. But in terms of generalized, if you're just looking for one minifigure, Bricklink, totally great. I buy a lot of accessories off of Bricklink, so no problems there whatsoever. A Q&A series, I love those. I say go for it, Tuxedo Alien says. I'm going to. Thanks, man. How do I make eBay Lego reselling sound good on a resume? I hope to never have to worry about that, to be honest. I hope that I just continue to work. I'm very happy in my other job, so I hope to continue to work that and this and not have to look for anything ever again. But I would say maybe a... how do you put that? You could say that you're the CEO of your own buying and selling merchandise entrepreneur. A CEO of your own buying and selling or reselling company or something to that effect. Maybe that, I guess. I wish I had a good response to that. That's a great question. How many rare Lego sets do you have? Right upstairs, there's like all of the really big UCS sets that I don't want to inventory. So the Death Star 2, both Millennium Falcons, and all of those things. So yeah. We also have the sealed castle, the whole bunch of old sealed castle sets. So ultimately, those are definitely way more valuable as well. So quite a bit. Jude Paxton says, you've made me addicted to buying things. Help, I can't stop. If I could stop you, I could stop myself, and I don't know the answer to that question. That's one of my biggest problems as well. So thank you very much for commenting. I wish I knew the answer. Maybe we need to start a group or something. I know Ryan at M&R Productions just did a video about him stopping for 2 months because he had spent like $11,000, which is definitely on the line of me. I spend quite a bit every single month. He does it for personal collection, so it's even more impressive for him. I'm reselling, so I definitely get to buy a lot more because I'm selling it back. But I'm buying quite a bit every month. It's way up there. The Nerdy Boy says, yes, new video. Also, my question is how have you been in your family? Oh, that's very nice. We've been doing great. Everybody's going back to work now, so everybody, my wife is going back to work now, so ultimately we're getting back to the stream of things. My kids didn't go back to school, so that was kind of weird, but they're enjoying being home as well. The Shield says, do you watch wrestling? Not particularly. I have been a little bit interested in like MMA, UFC stuff, but I have not gotten interested in wrestling. Haven't really watched it, so might be interesting, but I wouldn't know really. Paul Gerd says, "Remember me, bro? Love Lego. I love everybody." Can't say that I particularly remember for, just right off the bat, because there's just a ton of comments that come in, and a ton of people, from the names from Instagram, from YouTube. So I'm sorry if I forget any of you. I'm terrible with people. I forget people instantaneously when I meet them too. I'm just the worst. My wife's the opposite. So we check ourselves out, in terms of checks and balances pretty well there. Ian Sunbury said, "How many times a day do I check eBay and Bricklink?" A lot less now that I'm buying giant collections, but back in the day, man, I was addicted. My wife had to like talk to me, give me a serious talk, because I was on my phone checking like every 30 minutes. It was so crazy. I knew like every single listing on eBay completely, every single one. So if there was new listings, I'd check till when I didn't know, and then or like check to the one I'd actually gotten to or last remembered, and then I'd stop. So I was at a point where I knew every single thing that was on eBay, and I was checking like every 30 minutes. But that's not the case anymore. I check maybe 4 times a day or so. So, because I'm buying huge collections. Joshua Elskamp says, "How old are you?" I am 33, just turned 33. So I'm an old man at this point. Wade Wilson also wants to know what's my other job and which one do I make more money from. At the moment, it's hard to say because I invest so much more back into this business, into the Lego business. I would say I have the capability of making more at the Lego business than I do at my other business, but the other one gives me benefits. So which is a huge cost ratio, retirement and benefits and everything like that. So ultimately, I would say probably the other job ekes it out just because of that, because benefits are ridiculously expensive if you try to get them yourself. And that's one thing that would prevent me from going full-time as well. Wade Wilson also wants to know what's the best way to take off minifigure arms without damaging the torso. Finesse, man. There's no better way. I haven't figured out a better way. I keep the hands in there because I feel it gives me more leverage. I don't know if that might put more pressure and be more likely to break it, but I've just had better experience with that. Hurts my hands less, I find. So ultimately, that helps me quite a bit more to keep being able to do it. Kevin Carroll says, "I don't have a credit card yet, but can I use Visa or MasterCard gift card to pay for an eBay order?" I'm not 100% sure on that. I think that they do let you pay with gift cards just like a credit card. So I would definitely give it a try. If you are looking at something in the store, definitely give it a try, because I think that is something you can do. You can buy things online with a gift card. It's just a weird in the way that you actually enter it, I believe. Not sure how to say that because I don't know how to read that, but if you buy a used set and there are broken pieces, but you don't have them in the right color, what are you going to do? I just order the pieces. Either I find them in my personal collection or I order them off of Bricklink, is usually what I do in those situations. I have a huge box of incomplete sets that I'm trying to inventory and write down what pieces I need so I can order them all at once, but that is a dream that has not come to fruition, so unfortunately. Hopefully we get to that point sometime. Time is a valuable asset, and I just don't have any. As Pop's Block Shop says, time is the best asset. If you guys haven't followed him, go check him out as well. He's awesome. Joey May says, "When is the next stream?" Who knows? We might do one. We have a ton of stream content coming, so I'm hoping to get that stream content in and quarantined and ready to go, because we have so much. Like, I can't wait to show you guys. I just got a ton from the same seller that I got 15 pounds from last time, and I went bigger, so let's just say that. Harry Head Ned the First says, "If you were to recommend any new Lego set, what set would it be?" Haven't commented in a while. It feels real good. Well, glad to have you. I see him in the live streams all the time. If I were to buy a new Lego set, what set would it be? I mean, the 501st pack looks pretty cool. The 501st ATRT remake. That looks pretty cool. I'd probably buy one of those. Also, the Pirates of Barracuda Bay. That's got my heart with the pirate ship. That looks really cool. Depending on how much money you have, I would buy either one of those two. How do you win eBay auctions and still make a profit? They're so expensive. I know. I have this is Kieran McLean. Sorry if I butchered your name. I've noticed that lately. Luckily, I've been buying gigantic collections, so the market for that hasn't gone too crazy, but I have a conspiracy that it's all of you guys buying the stuff that I normally would. By advertising this stuff on YouTube, I have a feeling that I'm creating monsters. My fans are buying me out on a lot of these things. I know for a fact there's a lot of people that bid me out on thrift store stuff. And it's crazy how high some of these things are getting lately. It's definitely not the way it used to be, for sure. So it's going to be a harder business to get into, that's for sure. Our Google News says, hey, I own 2 channels, totaling 250,000 subscribers. Holy cow. And I wanted to give you a word of encouragement. First off, I love your investing catalog videos. It was a great idea, and because of it, I'm going through all of your videos. I sort of invest, but it's really hard, or it's really just me saying that so I can build and keep as many Legos as possible and feel good about it. Been there. When I can, I buy 2 so I can build one and keep one. Now for my word of encouragement, I grinded for the first year and was about 1,100 subscribers on this channel until I had a break. Then after a boost, a viral gave me a solid 10K people that watch like my stuff. From there, it's a rolling stone. As you try your best to respond to comments and get back to as many people as possible, keep track of who watches every video. It's those fans who share the most. Then after I hit 100K, I got my plaque. It was incredibly easy to start a second channel. That surpassed 100K as well. I guess what I'm trying to say is I never get discouraged, and please continue the catalog series and keep putting your videos out. It may soon not only support your Lego habit, but also your families. It's really amazing once it hits. Thanks, Adam, aka Marf, a full creator. You really have the potential and the voice to be bigger than all the others. Thank you very much, man. That's awesome coming from somebody who has such success in YouTube. I definitely appreciate that. That is amazing. I love words of encouragement like that coming from people who actually are success stories, for sure. He also said, question, why do you think the Simpsons House and Quickie Mart did not appreciate that well? I thought the Simpsons House did pretty well. It's kind of like the Ghostbusters Firehouse. I think that's going to be an amazing investment set. I thought the Simpsons House did well. Quickie Mart, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just not as much as people had wanted. You know, those had the capability of going really high. I think, in my opinion, that they got a little bit downgraded because they did the Simpsons CMF series. I think that made the figures not as desirable, and I'm thinking that might be why the Simpsons House and the Quickie Mart didn't appreciate as well, is because there was a CMF series for it, and I think that just downgraded the minifigs just a little bit. If they didn't do that, there might be more value. Gary Newman says, why you bully me? I don't know what he's talking about there, but he always gives me a hard time, just like Joey May in the live streams. Nicole Gann says, so I'm trying to complete the 2013 Republic gunship on Bricklink. I want to get the cheapest price and shipping for all the pieces. Definitely, probably there's that or Brick Owl or something like that for the completion pieces. That's what I would do. Obi-Wan Kenobi, holy cow, this video is going a lot longer. Sorry for that. Thank you all for who have stayed tuned at this point. Definitely, I did not think it was going to be this long, but you guys killed it in terms of the comments. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, hello there. What is your best small Lego purchase that you can remember? Oh, he says, hello there. You have to get the accent, even though I butchered that. Plus, nice video and very cool. Best small Lego purchase, that one, I think, had a video that was like a $27 purchase that was just a random group of minifigures. That was a killer purchase for like 20-something dollars. I think that's probably my best small Lego purchase. I did purchase at one point an Iron Patriot for $3 at one point. That was a really good purchase too. Unfortunately, he's gone. I think he's gone up in value too. Hello. He also says, hello there. Again, how many figures do you have not listed in your store? A whole lot. I just spent a whole week inventorying Ninjago figures and filled up probably the equivalent of 4-gallon size bags of them. So a lot. That's just Ninjago. Rob's Library says, what's the best platform to source for Lego for resale? eBay is my go-to. Bricklink obviously is there. Some thrift stores online are there too. If you can get Facebook and Craigslist online in your area, that's always good too. BG says, is reselling your only job? So we already went over that. Gordon says, I just found 90 minifigs for $100. That's a great deal. No matter what they are, you can make money off of that. Conrad, the Lego Master, says, man, I got a package today. I got a Zane, but are you doing any streams soon? Love your vids. I am going to hopefully do a stream when all that stuff comes in, so we'll see. But yes, soon. Mitchell says, what is your set ever? I'm guessing favorite set ever. We already answered that. Starmere says, do you play any games? Like I said, I used to play Diablo 2 like crazy. Got into Diablo 3 a little bit. I was a Blizzard guy for quite a while. Played all the Blizzard games except for WoW, which is very interesting. I was really hoping to get into Battlefront 2, but I didn't. I really just don't have time for video games anymore, which is really sad because I love them so much. But I got really addicted into them and just took up all my time. And now I have a family, so that doesn't really work anymore. Joey May, for his actual comment here, says, will you do an apology video for you always being late? For some reason, Joey thinks I'm late for live streams, even though I start at 15 seconds ahead of the timer. So I'm not sure. Maybe his clock is running ahead of time. I'm not sure about that. We'll have to check. Sam Bays says, what did you think about Lego Chima? The Chima virus, you mean? I didn't like it. I don't know. If I was a kid, it might have been cool. The figures are very ornate and very detailed and very cool looking. I didn't get any of the sets. I can't even get into Ninjago really, and you know I know a lot of people love Ninjago. I just have to watch the show. Maybe that'll help. Judah said, "Why did you start reselling Lego?" That I already answered that. Just a happenstance kind of thing. Sold one collection. I saw one. I bought something and sold those all back. And I don't even know or remember how I got into it 3 years ago or so. But it was just happenstance. I had no idea that they were actually selling these individual figures. I bought a lot of them, sold them, did well, and there went on from there. And then Eternal Plays says, I really want to make original trilogy Lego battle scene, but I don't know where to start. I want to buy a bundle on eBay like you. What should I type in or anything like that? I just typed in Lego, just like everybody else. It's just right time, right place, luck of the draw is really what it is. If you want a Lego battle scene, I'm selling those on eBay though, so I know somebody who could hook you up. Wink, 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 wink. So thank you very much, guys. I appreciate all of you who commented. I'm sorry this was so long. Maybe in the future I'll just pick a couple questions to answer. Comment below if you want me to do that. In addition to your question, if you want me to just pick a couple, if you want me to go through all of them like I did today, giving shout outs to everybody. I think most people prefer that, but it does get too long, a long video. So let me know. Smash the subscribe button, smash the like button. Hopefully we continue to grow, get this thing real big, and we can have some great more questions in the next week. Comment below your next week's question in this video. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the next one.